Hey everybody, what is up? Happy Monday, and more importantly, happy 30th birthday to Metal Max, the parent title of Metal Saga. Now right now, today and yesterday, and I think the day before, the 30th anniversary for the Metal Max series has been going on, so I just wanted to give a big old shout out to that as I am recording Metal Saga today. That said, I'm Hunter Hikari, and welcome to episode 4 of Metal Saga Mondays, the series where I play Metal Saga for the PlayStation 2. Load, load, load. The game must load. It actually does take a minute when you've got a bunch of custom paint jobs. Oh my gosh! I am so silly. I went and loaded my personal save, which is really funny. So this is the save that I'm actually playing in my free time. It's only going to take me a second, so what I'll do is I'll just save and say, I'll quit playing, and I can return to the title screen. Whoopsie! That explains why it took so long to load, because I only have 2 custom paint jobs on the save that I've got going for this Let's Play. Yeah, I was so excited about the anniversary and, wanted to remember talking about that before anything else. Yeah. I just went ahead and loaded the wrong save. Okay, just press start to skip the intro sequence, as I already got it on capture for today. There it is. That is the save that we want to be playing on today. And okay, so I just learned the hard way. I can't auto-load a paint job from the first memory card onto a vehicle on a save on the second memory card, which is easily fixed. I can just go ahead and repaint it with the same paint job and then save it to the second memory card. Yeah, neither of the paint jobs were saved. I don't have dog system. I don't have dog system. No, that's okay. So I've got a couple of things for assembly. And it looks like I'm going to have to be passing through New Folk anyway. Alright, and as soon as I step outside of town, I receive some mail from the hunter's father, Eddie. Hey, Doc, I heard you received a reward. Way to go. Dinner's on you next time. Gee, thanks, Dad. And as I said, I'm going to drive to New Folk. Go ahead and hold L2, which allows me to fast forward through battle sequences. Something I'm not 100% sure if I mentioned in the last episode when I pointed that feature out. When you use the fast forward function in an area where you're just encountering new or powerful enemies, you definitely want to be monitoring health because it will deplete without your characters taking or showing any hit animation. So in that regard, it's just the slightest bit risky. But all it really requires for a fix is that the player be paying attention. Okay, back in New Folk once again. Speak to Nikolai. Hello, Doc. Anything I can do for you? How about a paint job? And he says, sure, leave it to me, but he can't paint rentals because he could get into a lot of trouble for doing something like that. Okay, so load from memory card slot 1, and then I'm just going to resave to memory card slot 2. And that will prevent me from having to do this every time. Nice and relaxing music to customize your vehicle's appearance too. Choose paint. Choose Mater. My D-Mag. Load from memory card slot 1. And I believe it's the tank guy. It's actually based off of a 1990s comic book, Megatron. That's where I swiped that design from. It's not, like exact. It's inspired by it. That's the most accurate way for me to put it. Because honestly, it's not even the same kind of tank. Alright, and with that done, make sure that my vehicles have plenty of armor tiles. Yes. And then I'm going to make tracks for the next town. Which, if I am not mistaken, the shortest distance to a town would be if I drove to East Zero right now. I'm gonna give these spider tanks a chance to leave me alone. Make me nervous. This one shall live. Now, they're not a weekly target anymore, and they're, like, pretty low in experience points and gold output. I don't know why I got tongue-tied there. So I remember doing some upgrading to durability, but I'm not 100% sure about these new enemies' capacity to damage my tanks. So that's something that I just want to be very careful or mindful of whilst I'm venturing into totally new territory. There's also a bounty out here, and I don't want to run into that, so I'm trying to get out of this golden sand area as soon as possible. Okay, these guys can definitely hurt me. I think one just ran away, but I'll get a decent amount of experience for that. And some money. Money! And I have East Zero in my sights. There is also a dungeon nearby. So there's a couple of things I am wanting to do. I want to explore East Zero to get some free stuff. Now, there's a train that you can get on, and there's a lot to do on this train. I'm not going to be doing the train sequence today. What I actually want to do is make my way to Alice 1. And I will save events on the train for later episodes. Just gonna grind a little bit more, because this is a good area for getting XP and gold for me right now. As long as I don't destroy a vehicle doing it. Okay, enter East Zero. And I'm actually going to buy a teleport or dog system, as it's called in other games. That's the first thing I want to do, and then I want to repair my vehicles so I don't forget. I might buy an engine while I'm here, one or two. See what's good. Load 18 tons. Oh yeah. I can be affording that. So I know I'm buying these parts, and as I'm loading the new parts on, it's saying, oh, your vehicle is overloaded. Well, I'm going to sell the old parts, and the new engines will increase the max load anyway. I don't think I have an SE enabled yet. So to equip an SE gun, some vehicles come with the SE slot enabled already, but some vehicles you have to change it over to enable it. So I don't need a 9mm Vulcan, at least. But I could replace the subgun on the buggy. And like I said, better C units will increase the defense. Now, it's not the best defense possible, but it's an improvement from the Spesivo, which currently has 19 defense. Okay, sell a couple of old parts. And I just saw some screen fizzle. I really don't know why. I saw it on my actual screen, and then I saw it on my capture display in OBS. I didn't move. I heard it sounded like a large construction vehicle, so I hope that wasn't, you know, a power fluctuation. Whatever that is, it's loud. I can still hear it. Okay, so I will get, it's not a Vulcan, but I'll get the 9mm Gatling to the buggy. And I'll replace the 37mm cannon as well, leaving me plenty of money to ride the train, maybe even gamble a little, depending on what's going on. But I suppose I didn't see any wascally wabbits in town this time. And I'm not talking about Mr. Bunny Ears. Okay. It's a decent enough loadout for this point in the game. I'm actually going to hold on to the subgun for the next vehicle that I get. Now I'm going to repair my tanks, as I said. Then I'm going to check out the bounty office. I'm going to report there and check on the weekly target and new bounties. So go ahead and hop out of my vehicles because I'm going to be here in town for at least a minute. Now for these hunter bounty offices, at least the little ones that look like shacks, you can save outside or inside by talking to this woman with the red hair. But in order to get the access to the hunter office in the smaller buildings, you definitely have to enter them and talk to this dude here. Okay, the target is still the junk zombie. And new outlaw, Hammer Hydra. A sand shark that inhabits the desert east of East Zero. East of East Zero! Its large dorsal fin can easily be seen above the sand when it is on the move. And that is the bounty that I referred to when I was on my way here, and why I said I didn't really want to be spending extra time out in the desert sands. Okay, now I'm going to, just bop my head into a couple of buildings here. There's an event that I can start by talking to this dude, but I found out that if I wait until later in the game, until I can just do the sequence in a matter of minutes, it's really funny. So that's how I'm going to play it out for this particular Let's Play. I usually go to Bel Air. It's a nice town with a lot of rich people. I love making personal deliveries there because they give me such big tips. Actually, the real reason I like it there is because it's filled with beauties. Good for you, dude. Ah, man. I have to go to New Folk again. I hate going there. There's nothing fun to do once I get off work. New Folk's such a poor town. I'd make more up north or out west. I need to hurry up and get my own vehicle already. Sounds like a personal problem, dude. A free pair of goggles. And I'll go ahead and equip them to Hunter Doc. And I think the camo cap already has more defense. Yeah. So I'll leave that on Tom Cruise. He deserves a nice camo cap. He told me he wouldn't do the role otherwise. You know, I have to keep him equipped with the finest hats at all times. It was one of his very clearly specified commands. Okay, I got a Jambia that is a melee weapon, but both Doc the Hunter and Kyria, who I nicknamed Tom Cruise, they can use those weapons as well. And that's literally double the attack of the shotgun, so I'll upgrade from that, even though I'm giving up the all-attack ability of the shotgun for it. But in my opinion, it's definitely worth it. So I guess we'll talk to these people here. I left the turnips out front. What? Oh, you're not from the market. I beg your pardon. We sell our turnips here. Unfortunately, all the turnip leaves turned yellow from the acid rain. Our entire harvest failed to meet standards, so now we're forced to sell it per lot here. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Sir, we can't ship these goods because of the Trade Council's regulations. Who's a what now? You see, out west, there is a Trade Council that regulates and restricts the amount of goods that can be bought and sold throughout the area. They don't want the supply to exceed demand because then their prices would drop. If we shipped these goods, they would revoke our right to trade out there. Those same guys also regulate the trains and the fuel supply. Cool, man. What a tough bargainer. And what's this dude talking about? Well, it's not exactly a secret. These goods are being held up to increase prices out west. If these goods were shipped out now, we would still earn a fair profit. Then the owner could get rid of these goods, and I could go back home. But those guys out west want to make as much money as they can. I'm insulted by their blatant attempt to price gouge our loyal customers. I put the emphasis on the wrong part of that last sentence. Our loyal customers. You would put the emphasis on loyal there. Storytelling. Because it frickin' matters. And there's so much of that to be had in this game. I mean, that's just what little conversation, or well, what wealth of conversation, I should say, I was able to find in, you know, that one building. Now, I think there's a master here. A good number of the towns in game have masters, and they teach you skills that you will definitely be needing later in game. Go ahead and teach my hunter the seek skill. And I see that my mechanic Tom Cruise already has the crash landing skill, so Seek is really all I'm going to get from this particular master, at least while I don't have a Doge in my party. And by Doge, I mean doggy. Yes, you can get a dog in this game, it's really cool. I would have said something like spoiler alert, but honestly, like, the people who are capable of joining your party in this game are right there on the cover. Or at least a decent enough representation of. So, yeah, not really what I would consider spoiler territory, more like just basic game content. Basic game content that's cool as hell. Not letting me enter? Okay. Thought I could go in there. I know, East Zero isn't, it's not really richer than New Folk. I mean, it's got a couple more buildings, and there's a few more things you can find, but that, shipment dude who was complaining about how poor New Folk is, it's really just, like, one rung on the ladder, step down. Well, I'm not seeing much else here in town. I know I can speak to this gentleman and purchase some curry, but it will, restore way more health than I need to be doing right now. So, I'm going to enter my vehicles because, the game allows the player to board the train while in possession of your vehicles. What it does is the game stores your vehicles for you, and then you board the train on foot. Okay, yes please, I'd love to buy a ticket. Now there are first, second, and third class seats, as the railmaid is explaining. I am going to purchase a third class ticket because, as I said earlier in the episode, I am not going to be focusing at all on the on-train events. I am just taking a train ride today. And with that, we have boarded the train. So there are a lot of passenger cars on the train, and one of the things I dislike about the passenger cars is the passenger dialogue tends to get a little bit repetitive. There are one or two unique events that I sort of have to seek out on my own time, so I don't waste a large amount of time doing it on camera. This is the roulette table. Would you like to play? Let her spin. And today I think I'm gonna bet it on a red. Gonna bet 5 on red. 500G. Now it could land on 0 or 00, and that would be green, neither black nor red. So I'm really hoping that's not the result, and hooray, it's 36, so I get a payout of 1000G, or a gain of 500G. Alright, I will play one more. I will bet the same amount, and this time I'm going to bet it on black. $22 black. So just like that, I'm walking out of here with 1,000 extra G. But I'm no fool. I'm gonna walk away. Now, the way to get off the train when you as the player wants to, you have to speak to the particular attendants that say this dialogue, "May I help you?" And you respond with, "Are we there yet?" That will immediately end the train ride. So if you're playing this game and you're just figuring things out and you don't want to get off the train, do not respond with, "Are we there yet?" We will be arriving in Alice 1 shortly. I hope you enjoyed your trip.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be arriving in Alice 1 in just a few moments. Please make sure you have all of your belongings before departing. Thank you for choosing the Continental Railroad, and have a nice day.
You too. And with that, I make my arrival in Alice 1 for the first time. Now the game does this interesting little cutscene when you've boarded the train with your vehicles, and it will automatically place you back in your vehicles. I didn't actually press a button to do that. I suppose it's like an in-game flag. It tells the game whether or not the player was previously in their vehicle. First order of business, stop by the Hunter office and get that sweet new info. Who's this?
You're a hunter, kid? Same here. Name's Wayne.
You know who Derringer Jack is, kid?
Well, if you're thinking of going after him, don't. I'm the one that's gonna kill him, and ain't no one gonna get in my way.
Oh, I wonder if that triggers the Derringer Jack event. I may have to be avoiding the Junkyard Bar for the rest of this save file now. It's unfortunate. Yo, you must be a hunter. Me? Nah, I'm a security guard. You know how goods are loaded and unloaded at the train station? Well, there's a lot of people who'd like to get their hands on them. Interesting. This week's target, it is still Junk Zombie. And I actually have a new theory. It's not number of new towns or dungeons or trader camps visited on the map. I believe it's merely just percentage of the map explored that triggers the change. Now, this is all theory on my part, but that's what I've experienced. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And there is the deadly Tiamat. You can't really see it, but it's a giant tank boat. A land battleship that cruises the Sea of Sands northwest of Alice 1. It possesses overwhelming firepower and has jet fighters at its disposal. So, I will not be going after that today, or for some time, for that matter. Granddaddy Kong, a mutant baboon who's the head of the infamous Chimponi family. Now, something that's really cool about Granddaddy Kong, I uploaded this song the other, I guess last week, called Metal Max Battle R-Mix, and it is a remix of the battle theme from Metal Max 1 and Metal Max Returns for the Famicom and Super Famicom, respectively. This enemy, Granddaddy Kong, is actually a big shout out to the Salmonella Clan, a set of enemies that are large apes with flamethrowers in in the first Metal Max games. And when you get to Granddaddy Kong, that's where the song plays. He has a bodyguard that's a reference to Planet of the Apes, Dr. Zaius, and that's where Battle Armix plays. And it's because the whole Granddaddy Kong thing is just a reference to Metal Max 1, and it's really fun. And last but not least, we have Tank Eater, a giant antlion that lives in the desert southwest of Doan, known to attack tanks that get caught in its nest. He's a bit of a pain, but once your tanks are upgraded well enough, he's nothing. I noticed when I was leaving out of the hunter's office, there was another NPC that I didn't talk to, so next time I'm in that hunter's office, I'll try and make efforts to do so. Here's a fun tip. Now that I have the dog system, I can do things like this. So I don't need the train to get to Alice 1 anymore, and a lot of the business that I'm doing right now is going to be on foot. I think before the end of today's episode, I'll go for a bounty. I'll try to go for at least one bounty every episode, but I'm noticing in my current off-camera playthrough, like, some bounties take an enormous amount of preparation, or even luck, to get to them in little or no time at all, so. Okay, now I have a couple of emails from Eddie, the hunter's father, and Dr. Palm. Dr. Palm is a really cool dude. He is a scientist, who's just chilling, one of the southernmost points of the map. And his email reads, I'm a lonely old man with no one to talk to. I'm good at building tanks. If you'd like to be my friend, please come see me. Hoping to be your friend, Dr. Paul. He's also got a robot. I think its name is Tuesday. It's Tuesday or Thursday. P.S. It would be nice if you were interested in tanks. Okay, Eddie, subject Arthur Beldaire. When you visit Beldaire, be sure to meet with a man named Arthur. He used to look after me back in the day. He made a fortune as a hunter and built his own city. He's a great person to talk to. And Leon in Alice 1. There's a guy in Alice 1 named Leon who's studying what the world was like before the Great Destruction. And now it looks like somebody's interested in his research. Be careful you don't get caught up in any trouble, okay? Good advice, Dad. So what I'm actually doing, I'm going to teleport to Junkyard, and I'm going to leave my vehicles in the garage at home. At which point, I'm going to make use of the town teleporter system to get around. And I'm also going to save on the off chance that I have activated the Derringer Jack event. So I don't even need to drive into, like, my full garage. And the point of leaving my vehicles inside is so they do not get bird poop or lead mushrooms on them, which I don't know if bird poop adds weight. In the older games, lead mushrooms add weight, and they also take up a tool slot. So none of that's good because they're useless items. Thankfully, this game has a lot more tank washes and car washes than the first game, which sticks you with one at the end. Okay, so I'm gonna save. Slot 2. I'm not planning on entering the bar and finding out right now, because I'm like 40 minutes into a recording and I don't want to have to reset the console. But I'm saving on the off chance that I do something dumb and wander into the bar anyway. So here we have the first town teleporter. Every town and some areas that aren't towns in the game have one. And if you use them often enough, then you're prone to experience a teleporter error even there. And as I previously mentioned in last week's episode, I think it was, those teleporter errors can leave you in faraway places that you can't regularly access, at least not very early on in the game. Like, some of them you can only get to by either boat or plane, and at least the plane, that's not something you get until way later in the game. So now I'm here in Alice 1. I'm going to do what I just did in East Zero and explore a little bit, talk to a few people. The worker, he says, "What's that? You want to work here too?" "Huh? No. Oh, sorry I misunderstood you. But that's good to hear. There isn't much work around here anyway. That's why everyone I know went to work on the tunnel." So yeah, Alice 1, you know, it's just a step up from East Zero in terms of their wealth. Like, they're not, I wouldn't say any town or city in the game is really rich, with the exception of Beldair, because it's owned by a rich man. My dad made this town. Oh, that's a cool little dude. Okay, a free energy drink. I was hoping for something hiding here. My husband's giving me such a hard time about living in Alice 1. He really wants to move northwest of here. But I heard that area is crawling with monsters. Oh, I hope he changes his mind and decides to stay here. So that's almost like a little tip to the player, like, hey, there are powerful monsters northwest of here, so if you're trying to grind and you feel, you know, prepared in terms of your vehicles and what they've got. Get out there and grind. Okay, a free energy capsule, so nothing too extravagant, like no equipment. Oh, you must be from the East. You know, I have neighbors that are from the East, and no matter how many times I tell them, they never remember which day they're supposed to recycle their plastic. I know they don't mean any harm, but it's just so frustrating. Feels, dude. Except one time we had our neighbors left the trash out a day after pickup day, so it was there a whole last week. Until it got picked up. And they have been living here. It's like, why? You know, I don't know why they did it. Here's another master who can teach you skills. Teach my mechanic repair 2. An awesome skill to be having. Some of, well, all of the skills cost money to use in battle. Bullseye. So if it's an auto skill, it will absolutely cost you money, but it's not too much. So I guess I'll try it out. A few of these I haven't used at all, so it's really neat that I'm still finding skills that I didn't even know were in the game. Okay. Just give me 1 second. If you'll excuse me, I have to check on the kitty cats. Thought I heard a noise. And after that, I'm going to recruit a crew member, and then I'm going to go after a bounty. I am back, and we have a guest. I have recruited a Panzer Cat, and he is, in fact, named after the tank. We call him a little cuddle tank because he just has to run in here and cuddle on up with us. So, in order to recruit my next party member in this game, I have to visit the bar in Alice 1. At which point I stumble onto this conversation. Look, there's no point fighting over which is better. Is that so? I believe you were the one who brought up the subject. That's not the point. Just think about it for a minute. It don't matter how great your sword is if you can't get in range. bullets mean nothing if they miss their mark. What's that supposed to mean? And I think I'm actually going to recruit Charlene this playthrough. Hey you, which do you think is better? A gun or a sword? A gun for sure. Yep, that's right. Great minds think alike. You're a hunter, ain't you? Looking for a partner? Absolutely. Hot dang, I'll show you the gun is mightier than the sword. First, let me introduce myself. And her default name is Charlene. But lately I've taken to calling her Cheryl. I don't know why. I just think it's funny. Also, just a little shorter and sweeter than Charlene. My name's Cheryl. I specialize in guns. Let's rock! And with that, Cheryl has joined my party. I see there is a frog race console over here, but I'm not going to play that right this second. No, what I think I'd like to do is, upgrade Charlene's equipment and then go after a bounty. Not the Sand Shark, though. Or the Hammer Hydra. I'm sorry, there's a Metal Max game or two that has an enemy called the Sand Shark. It's not exactly what I was thinking of getting. And just like that, I'm almost broke, but I think I have a little bit of a strategy to at least increase armor. Now, of course, I do have things to sell. And I've got to take that big medal to Mr. Rabbit Ears. Now, what kind of weapon does Cheryl have equipped? And what kind of weapon is available? How much? 1,300? I can get that pretty easily by grinding outside of town for just 1 minute. But I don't think I actually need it for this episode, not for what I'm about to do. So I'm going to go ahead and bop on over to the town teleporter. Teleport to Junkyard to pick up my vehicles. And then I'm going to use my vehicle teleport system to shortcut to New Folk and start hunting that bounty. So since I didn't actually park my vehicles in the lower garage, I don't need to use the side entrance. Hit menu, teleport, choose new folk, and that will actually teleport me to outside of the city of New Folk. And it may seem strange that I don't seem at all concerned about preparation for this next bounty, but honestly, I've defeated this bounty without a soldier like Cheryl or Charlene in my party. And I've also beaten Bugsy before I've beaten Trash Heap, so I think I'll be okay. Yeah, not even getting a massive amount of experience here. Not the bare minimum. I'm not getting 1 experience per enemy. I guess while I'm here I can do a little bit of sweeping. Use my mine detector to try to find some hidden items. Or weapons, even. That was a pretty decent amount of experience. So the bounty that I'm chasing after right now likes to hang out around abandoned buildings. There's one. It appears to be just to the north of me, but I've realized that the entire map is actually tilted on its axis, so I'd have to refer to that as when it's directly above me, that's northeast. Bugsy, where are you? Come out and play. That's not Bugsy. No, I mean, I clearly see my vehicles aren't taking damage. But something I just noticed, I don't think I'm actually making money off of these enemies because of 2 auto skills I have set in place. So hopefully this doesn't take too long. I'm not broke yet, but it will it will eventually cause me to go broke if I'm doing it for too long. Now, usually I record for a maximum of an hour, but it is, you know, the 30th anniversary of Metal Max, so I'm going to play just a little bit longer, you know, just hunt down this wanted, or this bounty in-game. And I'll save, collect my monies. Not necessarily in that order. So. In my personal experience, Bugsy really likes to appear anywhere between New Folk and the dungeon. I don't know if Bugsy can appear north of the dungeon. I'm really not sure, so I'm just relaying exactly what I've experienced, and that's all I can really do. And, you know, if I and other players, we share that data, then we can really establish, like, oh, hey, Bugsy, you know, he really likes to appear here. if and, provided there is a particular spot or area that he actually prefers to appear. So I haven't found anything with my mine detector, and I'm not going to find Bugsy with that, so I'm just going to focus on random encounters now. I guess I'm not... I guess I'm not losing money every battle. That's what I was just looking at when I checked the menu. Like, there is a loss of gold for the auto skills, but it's, whether or not I lose money in the end all is calculated by reward versus expense, just as it's displayed on the screen there. So that time I lost like 14 gold, I think. Unfortunately, not every bounty in the game has an overworld render, like Trash Heap did. Hey, it's Bugsy! But, it's kind of fun to hunt them sometimes. I mean, some of them can be a real pain in the ass to find. But this should be pretty short and sweet. Like I said, I'm really not worried about it being able to hurt me or having to prepare more for this battle. And I think one more subgun attack will do it. So, unfortunately, you don't usually actually collect gold from wanted person battles or bounties in the game. You just collect the actual bounty on them, and that's where your reward comes from. I suppose I don't actually have to teleport to New Folk. So now that I've beaten Bugsy or defeated a bounty, that feels like a really nice way to wrap up the episode. Damn blueberries, this is a blueberry soldier. I'll talk more about the blueberry troopers and soldiers later, but for now I would just like to save, collect my bounty, and call it for today. I forget what I was saying before I ran into the blueberry. But they were not here before, and that's why I commented on it. Yeah, that's 3 of them. Oh, just that, defeating a bounty felt like a nice way to round out the episode. Yeah, it feels very Metal Max. Okay, weekly target is still Junk Zombie. Apparently I defeated one, so I get an extra 35 gold for that. And collect 1,500 for Bugsy. With that, I will go ahead and save at the Memory Center. And that'll be it for today. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. I am Hunter Hikari, and this has been episode 4 of Metal Saga Mondays. Again, I'd like to give a big shout out, happy birthday to Metal Max, happy 30th birthday. And I hope everybody has an awesome day. Stay safe. Stay metal. Over and out.